Hello everyone, and welcome to the August 27th Nagel video update. I'm Tony Wilkinson, and joining me today is Greg Clarkson, Nagel's chairman of the board. Greg, how are you today?
Well, I'm doing just great. We're in Jacksonville, Florida today, and just attending the North Florida Lenders Conference. Last week we were at the Mid-America Lenders Conference in New Orleans. I think coming up shortly is the America East Lenders Conference, and then we'll have our conference, Nagel's annual conference, October 26th through the 28th in Anaheim. So I encourage everybody to attend these regional, but then also our national conference to understand what's going on in the SBA arena. Speaking of which, Tony, what's going on?
Well, a lot of things are going on. In particular, let's talk about Washington. The Senate comes back September the 14th, and we hope that they will move expeditiously to pass H.R. 5297, the Small Business Jobs Bill. We're hopeful that we've attained the votes to bring cloture to that bill, and it will hopefully be passed that week when they come back. The House will come back the following week, and there's a couple of things that can happen. The House can either pass what the Senate passes, or they could request a conference. Either way, we're hopeful that the Small Business Jobs Bill will be completed by the end of September, and the stimulus provisions will once again be available for the 7A and 504 loan programs. So there's going to be lots of action coming up in just a couple of weeks, and I'm sure that we will have some items for the membership to work on. So watch your emails as we get involved in the government relations effort, because September is going to be a busy month.
The bill includes the extension of the stimulus provisions, the 90% guarantee, the waiver of the fees to the borrower, but does it also include other things? What are some of the major other things?
Well, the other major piece of the legislation will be the Small Business Lending Fund, the $30 billion lending fund that the administration has requested. They estimate that that lending fund will leverage into about $300 billion in small business lending. And I know that a lot of the banking groups are anxious to see that fund put into place. And I know that our small businesses out there are anxious for the volume of small business lending to increase. And so we're hopeful that the whole package, the Small Business Lending Fund, the extension of the stimulus provisions for the SBA programs, the tax provisions for small business that are included in this bill, I think they're all going to be helpful, and will help small businesses hire people and grow their businesses.
We're heading back the first week of September to D.C. to carry the banner for the lenders and for the program participants. But there's also a huge number of organizations, of trade organizations that are out there that also support small business, that are looking forward to coming to D.C. to help educate the Congress on the provisions of that bill and how they will help small business. That
is exactly right. There's over 100 small business trade associations that have gotten behind H.R. 5297. So it's got a lot of support. A lot of the trade groups, nearly every major small business trade group is in support of this legislation. And so it's very much a team effort to get this bill passed.
What else do we have going on?
Well, we've seen Jim Hammersley now 2 weeks in a row, and he's had some SOP updates.
Yes.
So you want to talk about a couple of the changes that he has mentioned?
Well, Jim, for the most part, just talked about that there will be changes, that he anticipates that those changes will take effect October 1st. So he's going to have to get high and behind on getting that, getting the new SOP out to us, so then we can review it and then be prepared to implement those changes. Talked about changes to some of the rules pertaining to passive income and what constitutes passive income, and it should expand the eligibility of borrowers to be able to obtain SBA loans. Also talked about some new changes to the rules on change of ownership, on some debt refinance, and then also making permanent the alternative size standards.
That was the big change. That is something that Nagel has advocated for many, many years, and he was hopeful that the reg process would be completed by September 30th, so the alternative size standard will be available in the 7A program going forward.
The other thing that we're working on right now is for those of you that have kept up with policy notices. There was a change to when the 55 basis point ongoing servicing fee is collected and paid in the event of default, and they made some program changes. So we're working with SBA for clarification and ensuring that that change is fair to the lenders and all the participants. So we're working on that.
That'll be a big part of what we do when we're back in DC 2 weeks from now, to try to get that issue resolved.
So with that, Tony, you got anything else?
No, I think that's it for today. Hope many of you will be able to join us at our annual convention in Anaheim. We'll have, once again, lots to talk about. It'll be right before the election. We'll see how the stimulus provisions are playing out at that point in time. Hopefully we get this bill passed in rather short order so we can get back to the business that we do.
All right. Well, I'm going to get back to work.
Thanks
much.
Tony. Until next time.